you are without clothing in a lot of your scenes in Drive Angry 3D. Is that something that you're super cool with? Or you're just like, yeah, no problem. I mean, I would love to show you, but
you're so funny.
You know, we have children watching.
You know, it's not something I seek out. Actually, it's something that I honestly avoid and I pass on most of the time. I think this movie was kind of that cliche thing where a lot of actors say when the right role comes along, I will do A, B, C, and D, and this really was the right role. I really wanted to play a character that was deeply damaged, and I find them very interesting to play. She also happens to be aggressively horny, and that's just part of the character. I really wanted to be a part of a lot of the people that were working on this film. That means the director and of course Nicolas Cage and Amber Heard and stuff. So I had a blast. I mean, it was honestly a dream come true kind of creative situation in the fact that we had all this freedom to ad-lib and try things we've never tried before. And it's funny, as I come home though, and I'm a single mom in Studio City and I'm removed from it all, I look back and I'm like, what did I do? Who was it? Because it's so out there, which is what made it so fun. Did you audition with Nicolas Cage? Because I would imagine he would know. Does he get to screen? Does he make people screen test? Is it just the director? No. I just went in there, and there's some emotional scenes that I do, and I had to. I remember, I think I fell on the floor and cried and all that stuff that we actors love to do because we're so healthy.
But it's all part of your process. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
What's it like working? We've talked about Nicolas Cage, I have to say, a ton on this show.
Have you?
Is a huge. Oh yes, Lon has a whole segment about Nicolas Cage. He's a huge fan.
Oh.
And, I mean, frankly, he's very talented, but it was extremely bizarre character, particularly when you sort of. I mean, he's made so many kinds of movies, but he can be so over the top. What is he like to work with, and were you intimidated? I mean, obviously you want to work with him, but I can't imagine going to set with him every day.
I love not knowing what to expect, and I think that I didn't know him very well personally. But if somebody approaches their work in a way that it's all about the work, and it's not about pretense or ego or what's this person thinking about me. All I know is that when we were on set, it was all about what can we do, and when I tried something odd or out there, and believe me, there's a lot of things that are really odd and out there, he'd be like, that was awesome, that was great, let's keep doing that. So all I know is my working experience with him was really, really fun and awesome and dark and exciting.
You keep saying out there, like what? Give me an example.
Well, I say out there because the movie is very fast-paced, definitely a bit dark, 3D in a way that's not trying to be bizarre for 3D's sake. I mean, the director came from a 3D film called My Bloody Valentine, which was really kind of on the cutting edge of before 3D maybe exploded in a sense, and I think that he really does a beautiful job with it. And it's just not predictable. It has a Rodriguez kind of Tarantino feeling in the fact that it's hard-hitting, it's fast. The music has a big part of how it makes you feel as you're going along with the movie. And, I ad-lib a lot of dark things just because my character's kind of, as I said, very horny, very damaged. And then she gets a little more damaged down the line. So I think that therein lies a lot of fun things to play. I will say one wonderful thing about the movie that I'm really happy about is sometimes they can get a little hard-hitting or a little trying to be too serious or too cool. And this movie has a very wacky kind of humor side that really is important, that makes the humor in the darkness kind of funny. So right when you think it's dark and really scary, it gets kind of like twisted humor, which I really like.
Huh. I'm very intrigued now. This doesn't sound, maybe it's not your typical run-of-the-mill action flick. And if you are, as you said yourself, naked in a lot of the movie, and this movie's in 3D, I'm a girl, you're a girl. This sounds very treacherous to me.
No, I mean, as a girl, don't you think, wow, I really want to be full frontal in 3D? Isn't it? It's a high
I'm thinking
priority
you're the most
for women?
courageous actress I've ever met in my entire life.
First of all, that's a very sweet thing to say, because I will say, if nothing else, it was a very risky, courageous thing for me to do that in my own life was an accomplishment for me, because I'm actually quite shy and private in real life. It's probably hard to believe, seeing that I do some of these characters. So it's a real risk for me and a challenge for me and a freeing thing for me in a bizarre way.
What do you do before you go to set that day?
Well, I train for 4 hours a day for months, okay? I have this much body
classes,
fat,
yeah.
okay? Luckily, I love to work out. I am a workout junkie. I upped it maybe 50%.
A lot.
I eat very healthy, though. I eat every 2 hours, just, very clean eating, a lot of protein, and working out really hard. So it was a challenge for myself, because when you're able to change how your body looks hereditarily from what you have, it's a pretty empowering thing. So I'm definitely in better shape than I've ever been in my life.
Do you think you're working against what you would normally be? You said different than what you're normally.
I never thought I would have, if you want to know, like the arms that I have or the abs that I have. I mean, I used to maybe look at women and think that's an awesome body or part. I could never get that. And I think that I don't believe in liposuction, all these things that people can do. I really believe that if you are smart about your eating and if you work out really, really well and smartly, you can change your body the way you want it to be. You're looking at me like, that's too exhausting, I want to go to bed.
I feel like I think it takes work. I think it's a second job.
It takes work.
I think if you're an actor, I get it because it is part of it, but I understand what you're saying. Like it is an achievement, and there's certain people where you're like, you watch them in the gym every day, and their bodies never change, and it's like, well, sometimes it's just not going to happen.
Well, I used to be one of those people. I plateaued for a while, and then I really shook it up. I mean, you have to not do the same thing. I was working out really hard, but I was really used to a certain type of workout, so I read all these magazines and really switched it up. And
are you naked with Nicolas Cage? Is he your partner in these scenes?
Oh, he's my partner.
He's your
partner.
And
while we...
I can't even believe it. Like, how do you get naked with Nicolas Cage? Like, that's just beyond
It's so fun to talk about it
intimidating.
with a girl because... Yeah, you understand. It's a big deal.
I would be terrified. I don't understand how you act.
Let's just say we stay connected for a long time, and a lot of stuff happens while we stay connected. That's all I can say.
Wow. Well, it's good that a lot of stuff happens.
Fun.
If nothing was happening, then you'd be probably more worried too.
Well, that's true. But what's happening is probably not what you expect.
Oh, that's maybe. Interesting. Okay, maybe we should move on. Was there anything? Was there any sort of day or moment on the set that sort of stood out for you? From people love on this show, like the behind the scenes stories. Was there any fun things?
Sure.
You can share?
I'll be honest with you that the actual nude scene was very tricky because it took days and days to shoot because a lot of deaths happened.
Days and days.
Yes, because a lot of
so bad for you.
I
I feel pain for you right now. I can't understand how you do this, but go ahead. You're an actress.
You're so funny. It took a long time to shoot because a lot of stuff happens while we are having sex. I mean, a lot of things occur, and I think that you can prepare yourself as much as you can, but the truth is, you get a little nervous. And he was really sweet, and somebody brought me a martini or two, and I normally don't like to actually drink real alcohol. I've drinking fake alcohol and fake cigarettes and fake this. And I actually did have a martini or two, and it really helped. It was great. So that I did.
Yeah, it took the edge off.
Took the edge off a bit, and I just had to put all my inhibitions to the side and really just think about what the character was thinking, and that's the only way I could do it.
That's the only way to get through it. I know, and I guess this is what actors do. It's like, this is a job and it's professional, but I guess just from a non-actor standpoint, I wouldn't be able to get past, like, this is Nicolas, like, I'm making out with Nicolas Cage.
One of my favorite things about the role is there's no comparison specifically to The Accused, but one of the things I loved about Jodie Foster's performance is she was not a perfect woman. She dressed on the slutty side. She was very provocative in how she acted and so on. That did not mean that she should be raped or gang raped.
Right.
So that being said, yes, I do end up having a lot going on with Mr. Cage, but some things transpire that weren't what this character wanted. So I have a really fun kind of transgression from there, which really shows it got ahead of even my character's idea of what she wanted to happen. And that was kind of a breakdown kind of thing, which is the stuff I love. With mascara falling down your face and I love that stuff.
You know what? It's all part of the job.
You've been watching This Week in Movies. To watch the full episode, click here. To check out some other shows from This Week In, click here.